Hello. Oh, wow. Okay. Can you guys hear me now? Oh, my Lord. I was about to just throw in the towel. Jeez. Okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Jeez. It's been one of those days, guys. One of those days. Okay. Wow. All right. I don't know. That's what it was. We were hooking up stuff and for the Xbox, and I was messing around with cables in the back of my rig down there, and like somehow one of the lights got unplugged and the cameras got skewed up, and so I'm like trying to get everything straightened out before the live stream to get all the cameras positioned properly. I don't know what happened to the mic. Craziness. Anyway, I had to plug it and unplug it, and back. We're back. Thank God. All right. I'm getting too old for this. Wasn't that what? I can't remember the name of the actor in Lethal Weapon. Danny Glover, I think. The whole time he's like, "I'm too old for this." Great movies. Okay, so I did. There are some news topics linked down below, as usual, and I've got them queued up here so we can start talking about them. I was going to do like a market wrap, but we talked a little bit about the price of Bitcoin. But let's just jump into this guy here, which I think is a really amazing story. Exxon is mining Bitcoin in North Dakota. I don't think it's really Exxon that's doing the mining, right? They are facilitating a mining company, because if you read this article here, there's this thing about natural gas. If they're drilling for oil and they accidentally hit natural gas and it's like convenient, then and there's a pipeline close, then they'll pipe it, right? But if it's out way far away from a pipeline, then what they normally do is just burn it off, because that's better for the environment than just venting it, which pumps methane into the air, which is even worse. So there's a wonderful company. We'll see if we can find it. Crusoe Energy Systems. And what they do is they have mobile Bitcoin mining equipment. And so they can go right out to the site of where that gas, where they hit gas, natural gas. And they can actually burn it to run their miners. Because normally, in order to do this, you need a generator, I guess. And so it's not cost effective to just go out there and like generate, I don't know, whatever it is. Anyway, these guys go out there and they can, economically, they can go ahead and run this power to pump this gas. I'm getting all lost here. Anyway, they use that gas to mine Bitcoin. And they're saving the environment, because normally Exxon would be venting it. So I know it's Exxon's project, right? And they're paying these guys to come in, and instead of burning or venting this gas, they're allowing these guys to actually use that to run their Bitcoin miners, right? And I don't think any of the Bitcoin is going to Exxon, right? It's going to Crusoe Energy. And they're, part of the Bitcoin is paying for the operation, right? Because, they have to run their generators and all this stuff, but I'm assuming they're making a profit. I don't know that any of the Bitcoin goes to Exxon. But Exxon is involved in this, right? Because it saves them, it helps them meet their ESG goals. They say, whatever that thing is, where they agree to be environmentally safe. Let's see. La 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 la. Exxon's project isn't really making money from the cryptocurrency. Rather, the company is pledged to reduce emissions as part of an industry-wide effort to meet higher environmental standards. The Zero Routine Flaring by 2030 initiative, introduced in 2015. Crusoe reduces CO2 equivalent emissions by about 63% compared with continued flaring. And they're doing this in North Dakota, and I believe they're expanding it. They're considering expanding it to Alaska and Nigeria and Argentina. So pretty cool, right? So poo to all of those who say that Bitcoin is bad for the environment. This Bitcoin mining is actually helping the environment, right? That's pretty cool. So let's go. Let's see what we got next. Ethereum has been doing well lately. Ethereum hit 3,200 in anticipation of the merge. I looked through the article. I couldn't see exactly when the merge will be finalized or whatever. I'm assuming sometime this year, Bitcoin will transition from proof of work to proof of stake. And what that means is that you'll be able to, if you have Ethereum, you'll be able to earn income on the Ethereum by staking it, right? We've done staking for Luna, and there's a lot of cryptocurrencies that are proof of ADA is proof of stake. So, and Cosmos, Atom is proof of stake. So you can natively stake these tokens to help the network and earn passive income, right? By staking with a validator, right? And the validators make the network better, right? So Ethereum is transitioning to this model. So now we will, with Ethereum is already, the most recognized cryptocurrency out there besides Bitcoin. And there's a lot of projects built on Ethereum, a lot of trading platforms built on Ethereum. And now you'll be able to natively stake Ethereum and earn passive income. So in anticipation of this, people are becoming bullish on Ethereum, right? The Ethereum merge. They did a test, which was successful on March 15th. That's great. So, of course, we're down from the highs, but looking at a clear breakout from the downtrend. So that's good stuff. Oh, did I ever pop? I guess I haven't popped out chat. I was so verklempt from the sound not working. It was just like, okay. So Scott Lee is here. Yay, welcome back, Scott. I was sorry to see you go. I missed you sorely the first week after we talked briefly and you said you weren't going to be around. I was had this empty feeling at the end of the live stream. So I'm glad you decided to come on back. That's great. Dan is here. That's wonderful. JDO is also here, which is also wonderful that I have my two friends here to kind of help out what's going on. I still haven't got the light right on this particular camera angle, but we'll work on it. Yes, it's great to have Scott Lee back. What is the superfluid staking all about in Osmosis? You know what? Dan told me about this, and I tried to figure out how to activate it or what to do to get into it, and I still haven't wrapped my head around it yet. I kept looking for the controls. It looks to me like it happens automatically if it's available in that liquidity pair. But I think Dan sent me a screenshot of it actually being active. So maybe Dan knows more about it than I do. He obviously does, because I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I could see it on there. It said, super liquidity or super whatever. Okay. And Mr. David and I were working back and forth with, he's having trouble getting into his Coinbase account, and they want him to use Plaid to reauthorize himself. Okay, so Mr. David says, Plaid says that they are having connection problems when I try to use their relink system. Scary stuff. Maybe Russians hacked them. Every problem that I've had since the Ukraine war invasion crisis started, every time my computer or internet is slow, I'm always thinking it must be the Russians. I don't know, but Plaid is a legitimate third-party service, and I've used them for several different ID. Is this it? Yeah, I've used them for several different services that needed face know your KYC, know your customer, and then a lot of people freak out because Plaid wants them to log in to their online banking, right? And they're like, well, why do they want my username and password for my bank? Okay, so think about it. What you did before was you went directly to say you're a Coinbase or whatever, to link your bank account, you put in your account and your Swift code. How is that less secure? I mean, that's like wide open. What if someone's snooping while you're typing in your account and Swift code, right? That's how it worked before. Well, Plaid has a better solution where you log into your banking app through their encrypted, super secure stuff, right? But the fact that Plaid supposedly is, I don't know that they're even saving that information, right? They're just facilitating the connection, as far as I know. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like to me. They're kind of like, okay, log into your banking, and we'll facilitate this for you. Like I said, I'm way over trusting for this stuff, but it seems to me to be a better solution than providing your account number and Swift code, right? Because if I know your bank account and your Swift code, I can pretty much punch in that stuff to pay my power bills and stuff, right? Anyway, so yes, Plaid is a legitimate third-party identity verification service, right? And they help you link your bank account. But their interface is not that great. One of the problems that I usually have there are other services that do this besides Plaid. One of the problems that I usually run into is they want to use my webcam to take a selfie, which is part of the verification. And that's always dodgy and sketchy and doesn't work right, or it'll say, oh, we didn't get a good picture or whatever, and you just have to do it like 5 or 6 times, and it's a real hassle. And then, but they'll say, oh, why don't you use your phone? And they'll send you a text, and then you can take the picture with your phone, and that usually works better. But that's the only complaint that I have with this stuff, is that it's the facial recognition stuff is dodgy. But anyway, Mr. David said he got locked out of his Coinbase, and they want verification, and they want him to use Plaid. I don't remember using Plaid when I signed up for Coinbase. I remember putting in my account and Swift code when they wanted to link to my bank account. I don't know. I could be wrong. Okay, let's move on to the next news story real quick. My dog's up there screaming. Let's look at this. Where are we? Is Ethereum? Oh, okay. Yeah, speaking of Coinbase, right? They're getting... and, you know, these regulations don't make any sense, period. They really don't. But they have to do them because the government says they have to do it. And the way the government expects things to work is like, it doesn't really make any sense either, right? They're supposedly protecting us, but, you know, it protects, it's more of, it's, what am I trying to say? Basically, like the hoops that a normal person has to jump through are like security theater, whereas the people that they're trying to prevent from circumventing whatever find other ways, right? But then the normal guys like you and me are stuck with the stupid regulations, like taking off your belt when you get onto a plane. You know, it's ridiculously stupid, and a real terrorist would not be stopped by, oh my God, I had to take my belt off. They just thwarted me. You know, that's not how it works. It makes and banks and financial regulations are the same, right? They make a normal person jump through all these hoops so that to prevent fraud, you know, and all this. And it just makes life difficult on us. And the guys at the top are slipping through with their high speed trades and whatever, and they're gaming the system in other ways, right? But anyway, so the governments, the regulators, have required Coinbase to apply the travel rule to cryptocurrency transactions. So basically, what they mean here is that in these countries, Canada, Singapore, and Japan, three weird, odd countries to make this requirement on them. They, in order to send crypto outside their Coinbase account, what does that mean? Send crypto outside their Coinbase. I guess that means withdraw, right? I guess the idea with Coinbase thinks, oh, people are just going to log into Coinbase and trade cryptos and never withdraw their crypto. That's the way we like it, right? We want to hold all their Bitcoin, right? But people that are savvy like us that want to buy Bitcoin and then put it in our own wallet, all of a sudden that seems suspicious, right? Although that's the way I've been doing it since day one, right? So now, if I were in Canada and I wanted to withdraw Bitcoin from my Coinbase account into my wallet, I guess I would need to give them my name and address and tell them this is my wallet, right? So it just, none of it makes sense. How are you going to, like if I say, okay, I'm sending it to my nephew's wallet, right? Here's his name and address and blah, 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 and that's his Bitcoin address. How are they going to know that? I mean, how are they going to verify that? Well, we'll have to call, chain analysis to do a blockchain and IP analysis on, internet and make sure that IP address goes to his address and there's a Bitcoin wallet. It's ridiculous. But supposedly that's what they're making people do. Is, okay, I'm like, you've seen me do this many times. I'll say, okay, I'm going to buy some Sol on Coinbase and I'm going to transfer it to KuCoin so that we can buy some coin on KuCoin that, you can't get on Coinbase. So I'm like, okay, well, now that I want to transfer my Bitcoin from Coinbase to KuCoin, I got to give them the name and address and everything of KuCoin Exchange. I mean, I don't even know what their address is. I just know their website. It's just dumb. And are they going to start doing this in the U.S.? We don't know. But what does this mean? I mean, if I want to send my nephew Bitcoin, I can simply withdraw it from Coinbase to my own wallet and then give Coinbase, okay, I just withdrew my Bitcoin to my wallet at my address and my name, all right? Now what I do with my Bitcoin after that is up to me. So how is any of this crap that they're trying to implement stopping people from transferring Bitcoin to people that Coinbase doesn't know? I mean, it just takes one step, me move it to my wallet, and then I'm free to do whatever the heck I want with my crypto. I don't know. These regulations are just ridiculous. But anyway, go figure. I tried to go on Reddit and see what if the people were discussing this. It was hard to find real discussions. Most of the people on Reddit are just complaining that Coinbase is screwing them over. Anyway, and is this the death knell? I mean, a lot of people are like, well, what's crypto good for if you have to follow all these regulations? Like, well, you don't have to use Coinbase. That's for one, right? If you want to use crypto, then stop using Coinbase and figure out another way to get your hands on Bitcoin, and then or Ethereum or whatever, and cut these guys out of the loop. I mean, they're great for cashing out, but there are other ways, So maybe this would be the death of centralized exchanges. When they start trying to regulate all these centralized exchanges, people will figure a way to just bypass them. Anyway, interesting regulation, right? This is linked down below. Let's see what else we got. What do we got? We got something else, right? Got more. Oh yeah, my good friends Crypto.com have announced that they will be a sponsor of the World Cup 2022 in November in Qatar. Crypto.com has been jumping into a lot of sporting marketing partnerships, right? They renamed the Staples Center in Los Angeles Crypto.com Stadium Center, whatever. And now they've done a lot of partnerships with basketball and hockey and that kind of stuff. But now they're an official sponsor of the World Cup, right? Pretty big news. So let's jump over here real quick. And I'd just like to point out that, there are all kinds of things down here in the description below. Some of these are an itinerary of what we're going to do tonight and some coins that I bought, and then some of my affiliate links. And this is the one for CoinTelegraph Markets Pro, which is a trading analysis subscription-based service that you can use to up your game if you're into the heavy into the trading aspect of cryptocurrencies, which there are a lot of emerging coins and companies that are involved in this space, and you got to kind of keep on top of them, and you got to be aware of how coins are trading, and volume and stops and all that stuff that I don't understand very well. It's a pretty good service if you want to get involved in that, right? If that's the way you want to roll with your crypto. If you're more of a short-term trading type person, right? I'm more of a long-term. Right? We can also join the waiting list for the new Crypto Life powered by Ledger, which I still am waiting for, right? I've had my Crypto.com card for several years now. Love it. Crypto.com affiliate link here if you want to sign up for Crypto.com. There's a link here if you want to purchase a Ledger Nano S or X. Won't cost you a penny more, but it will support me in the channel if you use my link. We've got the Trezor Model clothing line for hodlers. Ledger Starter Pack, which is a little Ledger Nano S along with a little intro to crypto, that kind of thing. Help out the newcomer. BlockFi for earning interest on your crypto deposits. Coin Tracker for keeping track of all of your trades and transfers to and from your exchanges and wallets, and also to help you prepare your taxes. So very important if you're moving a lot of crypto back and forth. And then we've got some cryptocurrency exchanges, which you might be interested in. And here's my email if you want to shoot me an email if I don't get to your question. And I've linked all of the news stories that we're covering, right? There was one news story, and let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, I didn't link this one yet, but I thought this was pretty good. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, former Fed chairman, right, has grudgingly admitted that crypto has some benefits, right? She was a big crypto hater. U.S. Secretary of the Treasury Janet Yellen still feels a bit skeptical about crypto, but she acknowledges that the digital asset space offers value, right? She was being interviewed on CNBC the other day, which is a big step, right? All of the stuff that we're seeing lately, all of these regulatory drives, these pushes like Biden's executive order, and a lot of stuff coming up in Congress now, just kind of shows you. And now Janet Yellen, speaking about crypto directly. They tried to ignore crypto as long as they could, right? Yeah, but now they're having to deal with it head on, right? So that was a good story. I thought it was a good story. Let me see if I can get this in the, let's just quickly do this. Let's get it capped real fast. All right, let's cap it up so it looks nice. Let's cap it up. Let's do that, and then we'll copy it into our little clipboard here. And let's put it down in the description below. We'll put this one down here, right? And then I'll throw a link to that right here. Whoops. And then we'll paste. There we go. So you guys have a link to this story. All right. So I did want to talk about managing Ethereum wallets on a ledger using Metamask, which is an important topic, and we can cover. It covers a lot of ground, right? I get a lot of email questions. I get a lot of comment questions on my video. People asking about. Usually, they're trying to transfer an ERC20 token to their Ledger wallet, and it's not showing up, and they can't figure out what happened to their coin, right? And so we're going to talk a little bit about how MetaMask is a more powerful wallet than the Ledger Live. The Ledger Live is really good. It does a lot of things. It's good for looking at your crypto holdings and managing your wallets to a certain extent. But MetaMask is a very powerful piece of software that you can use to manage your wallets. And it's considered a hot wallet, but when you link it to your Ledger device, it is just as secure as the Ledger is, right? Because in order for anything to happen in MetaMask, it has to be verified by the device, right? So we'll talk a little bit about that. Let me just see where we stand as far as the mood tonight and the questions that are coming through. Anyone's thoughts on emergency Google Chrome update? I've browsed external wallets, which are never ideal, but essentially for some tokens not supported by Cold Wallet, which are never ideal, but essential for some tokens, but not supported by Cold Wallet. Google Chrome update. I'm not sure. Are you talking about MetaMask or just the browser? I like Barbara's little comment there. She was locked out of Coinbase for 8 months, and then suddenly it started working again. Coinbase never got back to her. Okay. I don't think I'm locked out. Just have to relink for some reason but can't because they are having connection issues. Okay. Well, you know, Mr. David, a lot of times tech support people will just tell you something because they don't know what to do. So they'll go, well, must be having connection issues, you know. Sometimes if you do a clean reboot and maybe try on off-peak hours or try a different browser or a different machine, that kind of stuff, or, you know, just basic troubleshooting might allow you to make this connection to Played. But, you know, try it again in the early morning hours or late evening hours. Sometimes low traffic times are best. I've found that for just about anything, in the evening is bad, right? Because people back pre-COVID, right, when normal people went to work and then came home, right? People would get on the internet when they got home from work, right? And on the East Coast, they got home like, you know, the people from the East Coast, their prime time overlap with people from California, right? Because those evening hours, you know, it's like there's a 3-hour time difference, but then there's that sweet spot in the mid evening when everybody from the East Coast to the West Coast is kind of online. That's a bad time to be online when you're trying to, do something that is kind of requires a good stable connection, right? So like trading crypto or whatever, or buying Bitcoin on Coinbase, right? Peak hours. So like if you live in California, then you stay up late, and after everybody in New York goes to bed, it's not so bad for you. And if you live on the East Coast, then you get up early, while the people in California, it's still 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're not up. Okay, so let me get down here. Is MetaMask similar to Monero GUI wallet? No, I mean, they're both wallets and they're both software, but MetaMask is a browser extension that it's best used in Chrome, but it can be used in Brave and Opera too. But the Monero GUI is actually a piece of software that you download, right? It's a desktop application. So they differ in that respect, right? And MetaMask is more of a facilitator than it is a hard wallet. We'll talk about that in a little bit. MetaMask is connected to JP Morium, JP Ethereum FreePass. I'm not sure about that. I do. If you remember, there was a problem with Ethereum being cut off in Argentina or Venezuela a few weeks back because of the node provider they were using, and I can't remember their name. But in that sense, it's a bit centralized. But it's a flexible piece of software. You don't have to use the default node provider. So yeah, so we'll get into it a little bit. But I just wanted to try two browsers. Any other suggestions? So figure they're legit. Like I said, try off-peak hours if you're having trouble connecting. Reboot your modem, your home modem. Reboot your computer. Check your network cables. Make sure everything's connected. I'm assuming that you're using a Wi-Fi. I don't know that there's a way to, disconnect and reconnect from your Wi-Fi to maybe get a more stable connection. All that kind of normal troubleshooting kind of stuff you do for your internet. If they're telling you it's a connection problem, which I doubt it. But if it's like a connection problem on their end, then you should wait for off-peak hours. But I find that a lot of tech support people will tell you crap like that just to get off the call. They've tried everything they know, and so they very knowledgeably and forcefully tell you this is your problem, and it's like not my problem, basically, right? Oh, it's a connection issue with them. And I'm like, okay. It's kind of like, you work at an ice cream place. You go to an ice cream place and they're like out of chocolate. The guy says, we're out of chocolate, because he doesn't want to go to the back and get one out of the deep freeze and bring it up, right? People lie all the time. So I don't know why people would trust tech support. They think tech support people are like, PhDs, or they're not. They're just like hourly guys that have a script in front of them to tell you how to troubleshoot. And every now and then you might get lucky and find someone that in tech support that's been there for years and really actually knows what the hell they're talking about. But most of them are just like you and me. And they get to the end of their little script and they don't know what to tell you, so they say, oh, it's a connection problem. Well, whatever. I don't know. I mean, Plaid is having connection problems. Seems odd. Anyway, I don't know. I'm sorry you're having trouble getting connected to. Yeah. If you lost your 20-word phrase for Ledger, what should you do? Well, first of all, it's 24 words. And second of all, don't lose it. If you lose your 24-word recovery phrase and you still have access to your wallet, then you need to move that crypto somewhere else and, get and either reset your existing wallet with a new 24-word recovery phrase, write it down meticulously and store it in a safe place, and then transfer all the crypto back to the new wallet, right? Or if you want to play it super safe, then get a second device, set that one up clean with a 24-word recovery phrase that you write down and know, and then transfer crypto from the old wallet into the new wallet. Now, if you've lost access to your device and you've lost your 24-word recovery phrase, your crypto is gone. Crypto is about self-custody. There's no one to call if you lose your backup phrase, right? Anyway, yeah, I get that a lot too. Oh, I would love to move crypto to a wallet that I have the seed phrase, then reset the original. Oh, thank you. That's exactly what I was saying, JDO. My MetaMask is forever loading tokens on ETH mainnet. Any ideas? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sounds like maybe it's a connection issue. I don't know. But, all these things I've been talking about, off-peak hours, that kind of stuff, that's how you can deal with that. If it feels like it's just taking forever to load, get a better computer, get a better internet. You don't want to hear that, right? Maybe upgrade your internet service to a faster bandwidth, right? If you're having trouble, maybe upgrade your router if you're using like a 5-year-old Wi-Fi router or whatever. Get a better signal. Wi-Fi technology has improved a lot over the last 5 to 10 years, right? Especially over the last 10 years. But let's, clear your browser cache. I mean, do all that. I mean, I'm not there specifically, but I'm more trying to teach you things as opposed to troubleshooting your technical connection issues. All right, let's jump in. There's no specific questions, but it keeps saying rejected on my exchange. Any idea what I'm doing wrong? BTCST to my MetaMask, but it keeps saying reject. It sounds like your exchange won't accept the address, so maybe you might want to just check to see if your exchange supports Binance Smart Chain. I don't know. I mean, if you put an Ethereum address, it should withdraw it willy-nilly because they're the same format, and then it would just be disappearing. I don't know why it would say it's being rejected. I don't know. I've never heard that. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about let's launch Ledger Live, first of all. And so we'll start with Ethereum. My cap lock's on. Must have been. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's look at my accounts here. First of all, let's just get rid of them. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I have a Ledger device, and I have created Ethereum wallets on this Ledger device. And they're on the device, right? We don't have to worry. I can delete them out of Ledger Live because Ledger Live is just an interface. There's no crypto being stored in Ledger Live, right? All it does is query the device and give you the wallet information based on what it reads off the device, right? So let's go ahead and re-add those two accounts. I hope to God this camera works because I forgot to mess around with this one. Okay, thank you. Whoops. Okay, let's do this. Okay, all right. Oof, okay. Now I'm all out of focus. Okay, there. All right, so first we need to get into the Ethereum app. Actually, Ledger Live will tell us that we need to be in the Ethereum app because it is, it works with Ledger. It has information about it can query the device, and it can push the device. Like if I say I want to add an Ethereum account in Ledger Live, it'll say, oh, you need to open your Ethereum app, right? But I already had it open, right? So what it's doing now is it is connecting to my device, and it is querying my device for any existing Ethereum wallets. Now, a Bitcoin wallet will, you can create multiple Bitcoin wallets in Ledger Live. But when you send Bitcoin to a Bitcoin wallet in Ledger Live, it's always going to give you a brand new receiving address in order to improve privacy, right? It's just one of the Bitcoin improvement protocols. Ethereum does not implement this. You can create, I think, an almost infinite amount of Ethereum wallets from one master private key, right? But once you have an Ethereum wallet, it always sends to the same address, right? So it does not produce unique receiving addresses anytime you use Ethereum. Maybe they'll implement that in the future, but it does not, right? An Ethereum wallet is kind of set in stone, right? Although I can create more than one, right? I can create a bunch of them, but once I've established that one and started sending Ethereum into it, I can't create a brand new address. It's always going to be the same address. All right, so we got these two Ethereum wallets. We got a couple others over here that I'm not going to worry about. And I'm not going to create a new one, but I could, right? So let's go ahead and add these two, right? And then if we scroll down, you'll see they're the same ones that I had in here before, right? So nothing gets destroyed when I just delete the account in Ledger Live. Let's see. This is, this is the one that I normally call Ethereum H, or Ethereum Hidden. Because at one point I would hide it, right? I would just keep it, I wouldn't keep it in Ledger Live. I would just delete it, so that anyone that sat down in Ledger Live wouldn't know about it, right? Unless they were savvy about how Ledger Live works. And this one here is what I would normally call, whoops, is it this one? Okay. This is the one I called Ethereum main, Right? It's not really that important, but you can name these to keep them straight in your head. All right, so those are the 2 Ethereum accounts. Notice there that I could delete them and add them at will based on the device. And if we look at the address, we just get a receive address. We can look at the address. This is what the address looks like, right? Starts with a 0x, and then it has a bunch of letters and numbers after it, right? Now this address is the same. If I want to throw ERC20 tokens into this wallet, all I have to do is send those tokens to this address, right? And they'll show up here, right? So if I buy sand on an exchange, then I would send it, and look, if we do sand and then receive sand, it's the same exact address as the main part of the Ethereum wallet, right? And that address, never, like I said, it never changes, right? So those are the Ethereum wallets that are stored safely and securely on this device, right? The private key, right? Ledger Live gives us an interface so that we can see the current balance, and we can see the transaction history too. All this stuff is on the blockchain, right? So what I want to focus on is, let's say you bought some weird coin and you sent it to this wallet and it never showed up. And so you're freaking out. Well, what happened to my, diddly flip coin, right? I bought it on Uniswap and I transferred it to my ledger. That's usually what they'll say. I put it on my ledger, but it's not showing up, right? So if we look, oops, where is, oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting out of it. Let's look at some of the tokens in here. Now, first of all, we can see sand. Let me turn this camera off for a second. Okay. We can see sand, and we can see how much is in here, and we can see the price, the current price, and we can see that I have some ERC20 Matic here. Here's the amount, and here's the current price. And then they have this information over here, which tells you how much it's gone up or down. I don't know if it's 24 hours or a month or whatever. I don't really pay much attention to this information over here. It's not that useful because when you transfer crypto out, it looks at it as a loss. I don't know. We won't go into that too much. But these are coins these are ERC20 coins, Ethereum-based tokens that are fully supported in Ledger Live. Yay. Right? But if we scroll down here a little bit, there's this data coin. And I can see there's the name and the symbol. And there's the amount. But where's the price? Is it worthless? And then I got this other one too, Wilder. I can see the name. I can see the amount. But there's no price. Is it worthless? No, it's not worthless. It just means that Ledger Live does not have pricing APIs to give me the current price of this particular token. So these two are like sort of halfway supported in Ledger Live, but not fully. All right. Another thing I can't really swap coins using Ledger Live. I can use, like, over here they have these third-party apps built in, right? But you're really not doing it in Ledger. You're doing it through some third party. I think it's Coinify or something, right? There are much better ways to swap and stake and farm your Ethereum coins using a better, more powerful wallet, and that wallet is Metamask, right? And we can still use our Ledger device, right? So let's just kind of put a hold here. Let's keep an eye on these two wallets, Ethereum Hidden and Ethereum Main, right? We can see their balance, about 167, 157, so they're pretty close. Let's go over to Metamask, right? Let's take a look. Let's just go with Metamask. Let's get in. We're going to focus on the Ethereum mainnet at the moment, right? So this is the default network that is set up when you install Metamask. And Metamask is going to ask you for to write down a 12-word recovery phrase. Maybe it's 24. I'm not sure what it is. But that's just a standalone wallet that lives within Metamask that has the private key stored somewhere in the file system of your computer in an encrypted format. So it's pretty secure, all right? But you can also add new accounts. Like you can just create a brand new account and it'll create a blank MetaMask wallet for you. But it's still based on that original 24-word recovery phrase. But you can also, well, you can import accounts if you have the private key or a mnemonic phrase. But you can also connect a hardware wallet, and this is where I want to go with this, right? I want you to see that I already have those connected, but let's get rid of them. All right, and then there should be another one in here. We'll get rid of this one. I also want to point out that we can do the exact same thing we just did over in Ledger Live in MetaMask, right? If I go over to this account bar or dot or circle and I hit connect hardware wallet, now I can use more than just a ledger, right? With MetaMask, I can use a Trezor or Lattice or whatever this QR code. Ooh, the QR code base. That's kind of interesting. I'll have to look more into that. But MetaMask cannot prime or pump my device. MetaMask cannot prompt me on my device to say, hey dude, open your Ethereum app. It might tell me, hey, you need to do it, but it's not going to show it on this, right? But let's go ahead and where are we here? Just so everyone knows, I'm in the Ethereum app. Let's get in it again. We're inside the Ethereum app. Another thing, MetaMask always uses the Ethereum app when you're dealing with a Ledger device. Whether you're on Binance Smart Chain or Avalanche or Polygon, all of those Ethereum EVM-based chains use the Ethereum app on your device. I know it gets confusing because there's an Avalanche app for the Ledger and there's a Polygon app for the Ledger. But when you're using MetaMask, always use the Ethereum app. Doesn't matter what chain you're on. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and connect the Ledger. There's a little box that says connect to your Ledger Nano X, which I can't move it. I'm going to hit connect. All right, it's communicating with my Ledger, and boom, lo and behold, look at that. It's showing me, I don't know why this one is dimmed out. I guess I may have added that a while back. I think it's already in my MetaMask, but it's not that important. These are the two that we're dealing with, right, that we're aware of, right? And I can add them both at the same time if I want, right? Let's hit unlock. So it says Ledger 1 and Ledger 2. Well, Ledger 2 has 157. So that is, where are we here? Let's move them up to the top here. That's Ledger main, right? So let's go back over here. And let's just name this Ledger main. I can edit right here. Right? And then we'll hit the check. We'll knock that out. Now let's go back over here to, yeah, this was the old Ledger 3. I don't want that in there. Let's just get that out. Just makes it more confusing than it already is. Okay, and then here's Ledger 1, which we were referring to as Ledger H, or Ledger Hidden, right? Let's name this accordingly. All right. All right, so there we go. So we have access to both of those Ethereum accounts. They are the exact same wallets that I can see over here in Ledger Live. Same wallets. They're the private keys are being held on this device. Same security, right? They're both. A lot of people think, oh, I don't want MetaMask to know about my ledger. It's not secure. Well, it is, because it is making MetaMask more secure by using your ledger device, right? The way that people lose crypto off their hardware wallets is by telling someone their 24-word recovery phrase. It's not because you connected your hardware wallet to something weird. It doesn't work like that. That something weird is going to ask you for your 24-word recovery phrase at some point, right? All right. So here we go. Now why? Why would I care that I can look at the same wallet in MetaMask that I can in Ledger Live, right? Why not just use Ledger Live, right? Same wallet, right? Why don't I just use Ledger Live? It's so much easier and simpler and blah, 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 blah. Well, because MetaMask has powerful features that allow me to trade cryptocurrencies, provide liquidity, stake, farm, all kinds of cool stuff that I can't do in Ledger Live. Some of it, there's a little bit of overlap. Some things you can do in Ledger Live. But MetaMask is a much more powerful interface. And we're still just talking about Ethereum at this point, right? The Ethereum chain. But there is another feature of MetaMask that is even more powerful. And that is that I can manually add support for tokens. So this one, let's see, DAI. Is that showing up in Ledger Live? Was this hidden? Yeah, DAI. Yes, it's there. Well, let's look at Wilder, right? Is it there? All right, let's just assume let's just assume that I sent some wild to my Ledger Live, and I'm freaking out because I can't see the pricing information. So I'll just go over here to MetaMask, and then I'll go to CoinGecko. Whoops. Okay, there's Wilder World. Now, another thing that's kind of cool about CoinGecko is I can use this little icon to add it directly to MetaMask. Right? Actually, I don't need this device at the moment, right? We're not moving crypto at the moment, right? So I can go into MetaMask and say, you know what? I know I sent a token to my Ledger device, my Ledger-based wallet. I know I sent this Wilder token to this address, but I don't see it here. What? Now what? Well, I can go, now that I've got this MetaMask open and active, I can go over to Wilder World and then choose Add to MetaMask. Or I could copy, this is the contract address of the coin, right? Let's do that so you can get the full, the full explanation right here. I can go down here to the bottom and say import tokens, and then I'll say custom token, paste in that contract address, and it will autofill these other two fields. Hit that, boom, there's those tokens that I sent from whatever exchange that I couldn't see before. All of a sudden, now I can see them, right? And there are other coins that you could send. You could possibly send a coin that doesn't show up at all in Ledger Live. And then you connect that Ledger device to your MetaMask, and then you can actually add the coin by using its contract address so that you can see it in Metamask. Metamask won't always give you the pricing information, depending on the coin, right? It might be some new obscure coin that just came out that you managed to grab on Uniswap. May not have API pricing support in Metamask yet, right? But that's the power of Metamask, is that I get a lot of people that send coins to their ledger and they think they're gone because they can't see them in Ledger Live. That's not true, right? You can use Metamask to access the same ledger device and then use the import token function to see your tokens in your wallet. If you send a token to a wallet you've done everything correctly, it's in there, right? You may not see it. You might have to manually add the token, but it's in there, right? So that's one of the powerful things about MetaMask that you can't do in Ledger Live. If I don't see it in Ledger Live, there's nothing I can do. I have to wait for Ledger Live to implement support for that particular coin, which they may or may not do, right? I have much more power with MetaMask than I do with Ledger Live, right? I'm not helpless, right? I can add the coin. And then in addition to all of that, we can go over to a site like Uniswap. Right? And swap coins, right? Let's, we'll connect the right wallet, right? Let's use Ledger H, right? It sees my balance and I can swap tokens, right? So let's say if I wanted to pull up my sand, right? Sees my sand, sees my balance, and I wanted to sell my sand for more Ethereum, right? I could do that, right? We have to jump through some hoops, but it's possible, right? Now, watch what happens when I do this, right? When I try to do something with MetaMask and try to add something, allow Uniswap protocol to use my sand for trading, I have to give it permission in order to get the information. It's going to cost me $4.77, but I'll do it. In Ethereum, right? You pay for Ethereum gas fees. That's not bad. That allows me, now, notice here, I have to confirm on my device. In order to spend some Ethereum, that's an outgoing transaction. I need to authorize it on the device, right? So I'm going to review the transaction. I'm approving the spending of $5 worth of Ethereum. See? No one can steal my crypto unless they have access to the device and can actually press these buttons. That is the security of the Ledger device. And then I could trade. Oh, it's going to take it a few minutes. It's not quite done yet. We'll see what happens. While that's pending, let me see what's going on. I thank JDO and Dan for fielding questions while I'm there. It just got confirmed, right? Transaction confirmed. I'm ready to trade sand on Uniswap. Isn't that great? So we can swap coins. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the way the ledger can store not only Ethereum-based coins, but other chains, right? Now, MetaMask is based on the EVM, right? Whoops. Ethereum virtual machine. Now, this is bigger than the Ethereum token, right? The Ethereum virtual machine is basically a world computer right? It is a code base that is decentralized, that runs on multiple nodes and can implement code, right? It's actually a working virtual computer. If you understand what it's difficult to grasp, but I'll give you just kind of a quick overview. When I was in college, I was majoring in computer science. And we were tasked with writing a virtual machine. We were tasked with writing a program that created a virtual computer. So we knew what a computer was, like it was a piece of hardware that had registers and it had memory and it had a CPU and it performed operations, right? But we had to mimic all of that in software using, by writing a program, right? So you basically had to set aside variables that, represented the memory and the CPU registers, and then you would have a list of commands that the user could punch in, like, add two numbers together, and it would move things from the memory into the register and perform the operation. So that was, in other words, we were recreating a piece of hardware virtually using software. And that's kind of what Ethereum virtual machine is. Much more complicated, right? Much more advanced than some freshman computer program project. Actually, I think that was like a sophomore, junior project. Virtual computers, pretty. I think that was the semester project, by the way. Now that I think about it, so the Ethereum virtual machine can be used by more than just Ethereum and ERC20 tokens, right? Binance Smart Chain runs on the EVM or uses it, has access to it. Avalanche can run on the EVM. Polygon can run on the EVM. Phantom can run on the EVM, right? Just as we have the Cosmos ecosystem where we've got Cosmos and Chronos and Osmosis, and they're all, running on that blockchain, that ecosystem. The same with the Ethereum virtual machine. So Metamask is a virtual Ethereum EVM-centric wallet, right? So yeah, I can use Metamask to manage my Ethereum and swap on Uniswap, and I can even create liquidity, right, in liquidity pools on Uniswap. But I don't usually do that because the Ethereum fees are so high. Maybe we'll revisit that when the Ethereum upgrade gets implemented. But there are faster, cheaper chains that run on the Ethereum virtual machine. And one of them, one of the early ones that I started using was Binance Smart Chain, right? So I can configure multiple networks in MetaMask. So as you can see, I've got the Ethereum, and then I also have this Ethereum mainnet running on the Alchemy node service provider. Remember we talked about how, like, if we go to Ethereum and then we check networks, the Ethereum mainnet. See that INFURA, Infura? I think that's how you pronounce it. That's the node provider that makes MetaMask a bit centralized because it's expensive and complicated and time-consuming to run an Ethereum node. So most people just rely on node providers, and the default node provider for MetaMask is Infura, right? But you can also use alternate node providers, like I'm using Alchemy, right? I won't show it to you because, like, each person has their own key. I won't reveal my key. You set up an account with them. It's free. But I guess the point is that if MetaMask is flexible enough to bypass that default node provider. But let's focus back on Binance Smart Chain here. So we can use Binance Smart Chain, and notice this is some BNB on my Ledger device, right? This wallet is on my Ledger device because, and it's controlled by the Ethereum app, right? This is not one of the greatest examples. Most of my Binance Smart Chain is over on a different account, right? I don't use this one much, but we used it a couple weeks back when we were trying to figure out how to stake Binance Coin, and we figured it out, but we kind of had it here temporarily. So, but if we're using Binance Smart Chain, we can go over to a site like PancakeSwap and do some really complicated stuff, right? We can do liquidity pools, we can trade and swap, we can farm our liquidity pools, we can do all kinds of cool stuff on PancakeSwap as when we connect. Now see, because we can connect Metamask, we have that, we've added functionality to, we couldn't really do anything in PancakeSwap until we connected our wallet, right? And Metamask is the most common wallet that you connect. They got some other wallets too, right? But we connect our Metamask wallet, and that's the old wallet. Let's go ahead and we'll connect it to this just for laughs, right? Now when we go over here to swap, you can see it sees my BNB balance, right? And I could buy stuff, right? I could buy some cake with and when I would do that, well, let's buy a little bit. Let's buy 5. No, let's buy 2. Just 2. And I want to show you what happens, right? Hey, someone just tried to spam us. Yay. Yay for spammers. We're in the Ethereum app, and we're on the Binance Smart Chain. And we're going to make a trade, right? Notice how it needs to be confirmed in MetaMask. Oh no, where'd my mouse go? Oh, there it is. Oh. All right. Oh. Lost my cursor there for a minute. Okay. Now, see, we have to review on the device. Blind signing is enabled. So we have to enable blind signing to use Binance Smart Chain. So we are a little bit bypassing the... come on now. What's going on here? Review. Am I doing this right? Why is it doing this to me? Ugh. Oh, okay. There's the amount. Oh, I don't know why I got turned around. All right. There's accept and send. That's because it's going the opposite direction that it normally goes. And, oh, now we're just approving cake? Okay. Oh, okay, there. I bought my cake. Right. See, I made a trade using my Ledger device connected to MetaMask, which is connected to PancakeSwap, and I had to confirm on the device, right? But I did need to enable blind signing for this to happen, which is making your Ledger device a little less secure. So you're more secure just using the Ethereum chain on MetaMask. But if you want to use some of these advanced features, you need to enable blind signing when you're using the other chains, like Binance Smart Chain, or if we're going to use like Phantom. Phantom Chain or Avalanche, right? These other chains also are compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine. So I have so much Polygon. I have so much flexibility and power when I'm using MetaMask in conjunction with my Ledger device. And then just to touch on this whole blind signing thing, you're still using your Ledger for storage But in order to do some of the more advanced things, you do need to enable blind signing, and that is because the code that the developers of these chains are implementing is too complicated for the ledger to understand properly, right? That's why we have to sort of enable blind signing in order to do that. So if you're on a site that has blind signing enabled, you want to carefully consider each transaction before you approve it. But I just kind of wanted to go over how you have access to your Ledger device, your Ethereum wallets in Ledger on it through Metamask in a much better, more powerful interface than simply Ledger Live. And it's a good way to figure out what happened to those coins that you transferred somewhere into your Ledger. All right. Well, I'm going to try to stick with questions, but we'll see how that goes. Evelyn Mitchell, I bought my first little bit of Bitcoin last night using the Coinify inside Ledger. It worked pretty good, but I think I spent more than I would have on Coinbase, which I don't have yet. I agree. But there's nothing wrong with buying a little Bitcoin, even if the fees were a bit high. So don't beat yourself up if you feel like, oh, I could have got it cheaper, right? I'm still congratulate yourself that you were able to use your ledger successfully. And I'm assuming you know that it's successful because you can see a little bit of your Bitcoin in your ledger now, which is cool. But I've said this many times, I'm not a huge fan of the buy, sell, and swap feature in Ledger Live because they're basically just using third-party services. So Coinify, I can go to Coinify and buy directly from Coinify. Right? It's kind of a swap type thing, right? But it also allows you to connect. Well, I don't know what you want me to do here. These cookies, right? You did, when you set up your Coinify, you did have to connect a debit card or a credit card somehow to make this purchase, right? So you're basically using a third party, even though you're doing it inside Ledger Live, and it makes it feel more like direct, but it's not really. You're really using a third party site to purchase Bitcoin. And if you're going to use a third party site to purchase Bitcoin, then maybe use something faster, cheaper, better than Coinify, right? It could be Coinbase Pro. It could be Gemini. It could be Kraken. It could be Binance US. There are a lot of great, Bittrex. There are a lot of good cryptocurrency exchanges in the US where you can easily purchase Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. We are starting to see more regulation, as we talked about in the beginning, but at least for now, probably I still Coinbase is my go-to place to buy Bitcoin cheap and quickly, right? If we go ahead and log into our, what is it just flying around here? Let's just log into Coinbase Pro. I believe I already have a little bit of Bitcoin over here. We can just move it. So if I set up a Coinbase, or let's look at Coinbase, since Evelyn is, where'd she go? Since Evelyn is new, let's look at it through the Coinbase, because Coinbase is probably the easiest and cheap. I wouldn't say the cheapest, but the easiest, most user-friendly for a beginner, right? I don't know. A lot of people complain about Coinbase, that it's a scam and they're ripping them off and all this stuff, but their haters are gonna hate, right? But it's pretty easy to get yourself signed up for a Coinbase account. Very similar to setting up a Facebook account. I don't know why I had to do that. I thought I had this open. All right, let's go ahead and put in our two-factor for Coinbase. Got that in just in the nick of time. So it's pretty easy to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, right? You'll set up the account. You're going to have to go through KYC and maybe Plaid in order to get yourself, because you got to connect the legacy financial system to the cryptocurrency ecosystem, right? A centralized exchange is, they do the heavy lifting for you, right? They're the ones that have Bitcoin and they manage it and they have their own way of storing it and, you know, securely or whatever. And they give the normal person like you or me access to a wide range of cryptocurrencies that I can buy. It also allows me to deposit and withdraw crypto, which is pretty cool too. All right. But if you're just getting started, you just go over here to buy, sell. We can make an easy one-time purchase, say $50 worth of Bitcoin, right? And I have my, oh, it's like, that was weird. Oh, look, it wants me to relink everything, right? So, Mr. David, I believe I understand what you're dealing with right now. That's funny. I guess they are have added this new Plaid thing. So I don't think I really want to do it right now, but I'll just give you, let's do this one. There's nothing in this account. You want to steal this? It wants me to, okay, here it goes. Yeah, see, it's Plaid, right? So it wants me to connect my bank account using Plaid. And so it wants me to log into my Huntington Bank, right, with my credentials, right? So let's see if I can do that without revealing too much information. I think I'll do it over here and see if I can. Oh, wait, I know I can do it over here. Let's do that. Okay, yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna show you my username for my Huntington Bank, right? I just like hackers, go ahead and hack me now because you got everything you need, right? You know my username. All right, so my username and my password for my bank, right? Plaid. It wants me to enter that information, right? It's going to go through some steps here. It's going to verify by sending me a text. Now you know the last 4 digits of my phone number if you want to try and call me. It's going to send me a code, which it should come into my phone here shortly, which I don't see. Oh, there it is. Okay. Didn't hear it. All right. And we'll hit submit. And I should have my bank account connected. Ba-boom. There we go. I'm not sure if I have $50 in my Huntington that's available. I think I do. Just checking over here. It's going to take too long. Come on. Alrighty. I'm sure there's $50 in there. All right, so we're going to buy $50 worth of Bitcoin. Let's hit preview. I thought we just did this. Didn't we just do this? Okay. Here we go, Mr. David. We're having connection trouble, but your funds are safe. Please try again later today. All right, let's... Okay, there. The thing went away now. Right? Now it realizes that it's linked. Okay. Now I'm not going to make this a weekly buy. Notice they're going to charge me $2 here. Okay. Let's hit buy now. Okay, we got our Bitcoin. All right. Now we can move it into our Ledger wallet. Let's put it in Bitcoin main. Let's do a receive. And remember, we always get a new address when we use the Bitcoin wallet. Okay, let's go back over here and let's just do a quick... Now we want to withdraw it, right? So I can just click right on the Bitcoin. I'm going to go over here to wallet. And I want to send, right? We could also get there, like just do send, receive, and say, oh, I want to use Bitcoin. That's the default. I'll send it all. Where am I going to send it? I'm going to send it to my cryptocurrency address right there. I don't need the note to myself. Everything looks good to me. Let's hit send, and I'll put in my two-factor code for my Coinbase account. There we go. Off it goes. And it should show up in my wallet in the near future. And we'll see like a 326 received here shortly. We should see like, it should be like 370 or 1070. 1080. All right. So there. That was it. That covered Mr. David's thing, right? Right. So I don't know why. Maybe they just started doing the played KYC thing. I don't know that played is really checking KYC requirements as opposed to just facilitating connecting bank accounts in a more safe and secure way than simply giving Coinbase your bank account and SWIFT code, right? Right. Okay, Risha, we're not here to evaluate coins. So I would appreciate it. Let's say you send BTC to an old whitelisted BTC address. Would it still receive in the ledger? Yes, it would. The old addresses will always work, right? It's better to do. It's better for privacy that for the wallet to generate a brand new address each time so that one receiving address is not connected to all of your transactions. But it's also easier and more convenient to have a whitelisted address that you send to quite often. I have some of those set up with like some affiliates of mine that they always send my payments to my Bitcoin wallet. And it's the same address that I created like 2 years ago, even though I've since created many new addresses, right? The old addresses still work. Oh, that reminds me, can I unplug the Nano after the exchange says my coins are on the way, even if it hasn't arrived yet? Yes, Alan, you can, right? Once you have provided the address of your ledger and completed the transaction over on Coinbase, the ledger is no longer needed. It doesn't need to be connected to the computer. Ledger, the Bitcoin will move on the blockchain from Coinbase's wallet address to your wallet address. You don't need to be involved in that. When you sign in to Ledger Live, you can query that wallet address and it will tell you whether it's there or not. There, boom. That transfer from Coinbase just came in, right? So my Ledger device could have been disconnected when we do that. Yeah, so there's a lot of dichotomy between if you're into crypto, right? Now you could be just interested in cryptocurrency as an investment. You could be interested in cryptocurrency as self-enrichment. I just want to learn about it. I want to know how to hold it. But generally, people that are like pro crypto are also pro decentralization and pro anonymity to a certain extent. Even though the Bitcoin blockchain is pseudo anonymous, right? It's not completely anonymous like Monero, but the ledger, the Bitcoin blockchain ledger is transparent. Anyone can look at it, right? But it doesn't have my name, right? But you all have seen my wallet address, so you know that that wallet is associated with me. So it's not private in that sense, right? But when we're dealing with the modern world and we want to get our hands on Bitcoin on a Coinbase or some other kind of centralized exchange, in order to do this, we do have to give up a little bit of our anonymity by providing our personal information to them. And the reason you have to do that is because you are using your legacy financial tools in order to purchase the Bitcoin, right? So if I had some anonymous cash and I, took it in a paper bag down to Coinbase headquarters and said, here, I want to buy some Bitcoin, but I don't want to tell you my name, they need they need to have an account set up somewhere that is associated with the user so they can avoid fraud, right? So in order to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, I do have to give up a little bit of my anonymity, a lot of it, right? So, and a lot of people say, well, doesn't that violate the whole crypto scenario, the whole vibe? And yes, it does. But until people are simply sending and receiving crypto between personal wallets, that's what we have to deal with, right? If you want to get your hands on Bitcoin, you're going to have to buy it from a centralized exchange, unless you already know somebody that has Bitcoin that's willing to sell it to you. And in that case, then that would be that kind of thing, where you hand them a paper bag full of cash and they'll send you the Bitcoin. You could even, theoretically, if you had, your bodyguards with you, go in and meet somebody that you don't know their name, they don't know your name, and you hand them a bag full of cash, right? He counts it. He's satisfied that he's got it. And you show him your phone, it has a Bitcoin address on it. He scans it and sends Bitcoin to you. And then you guys part ways, right? That's possible. No names, nothing, right? You could be wearing your little face masks, so no one would think anything of it. They just think you were worried about COVID. And you would never show him your face. And he could never show you his face, or she, right? That would be an anonymous Bitcoin transaction. But that's not the world we live in, right? We live in a world that's online. And so in order to buy Bitcoin on Coinbase, I need to give them my ID. I need to give them my bank account. Because how else am I going to give them money, right? Now, there are other less invasive forms to purchase cryptocurrency, maybe even Bitcoin, like, for example, KuCoin. KuCoin, I can buy crypto on KuCoin without providing them my document, my identifying documents. Let's see if they'll let me do this. Chimneys. Huh, that was quick. Here we go. Now, KuCoin is a little different because KuCoin does not require KYC. So I don't have to provide them any forms of ID. All I need to use KuCoin is an email address and a password to set up a basic account. Now, I think there might be more higher levels, higher tiers where you might need to provide more information if you're like spending larger amounts. But the reason they kind of can get away with this is, one, they're not in the U.S. They're in the Seychelles. And there's no fiat on-ramps or off-ramps, right? There is no, I can't use my bank account or my ATM card or my credit card to fund any of my trades. I simply have to deposit cryptocurrency into the account. So, and that's for a more savvy user. But in that sense, we're maintaining a little bit of the crypto anonymity that we had, that is more of the purest view of crypto. However, you are providing them an email address, and any government spook worth his salt, or anybody with half a brain cell, can connect me to my email account, right? I'm using my CryptoDad email for KuCoin. So by golly, I'm sure they know it's me, right? I mean, most people have, over the years, have sort of settled on one or the other email account for their personal email, right? You might have a work email, but most people use like Gmail or Yahoo Mail or whatever, and there are so many things that you do personally that are linked to that email. You might use that email for your Amazon, you might use that email for your bank account login or whatever. There are so many things tied to your personal email that identify you that would be easy to find out. Like if somebody wanted to audit KuCoin and got a list of all of their users and their emails, it wouldn't take a lot of detective work to figure out, well, who's this email belong to? Well, I don't know. Let's just do a web search, and oh, look, that email is used to sign on to Amazon, Rex Nisley. All right, it wouldn't take too much detective work. So even though I'm not providing them my government ID, I am providing them an email, which can easily be used to, identify me. All right. A little more, you could also somehow get your hands on a anonymous email, like Proton email, or somehow get your hands on an anonymous Gmail that's not linked to you personally, or one that you don't use very much, that you don't use for anything else. But even then, your IP address might be revealed, so you're still exposing yourself a little bit whenever you buy cryptocurrency on an exchange, right? It's just a fact of life. And yeah, we all want to be pure crypto, but we just gonna kind of have to get over ourselves a little bit, right? We live in the real world. Okay, you can buy US Tether with your debit card on KuCoin, and using that US Tether. Oh, I did not know that. I stand corrected. I did not know that you could use a debit card to buy Tether on KuCoin. I stand corrected. I did not realize that. I had heard somewhere that they only accept crypto deposits, but I stand corrected on that. And I'm assuming in order to use your debit card to buy Tether, you're going to need to... Oh, here it is right here. Okay, I see. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm assuming that you just put in... You'll still need to put in your name and your credit card number and your secure code. All that stuff is personally identifying. So you can do that on KuCoin, but I don't, right? So KuCoin really has never seen my passport or my government ID, but they do have my email and most likely my IP address, right? Yeah, right. RJ Bizzle just hit the nose right on the head. Just assume that pretty much everything you do is tracked now, right? Especially every day it gets more, we all get more integrated into the Big Brother scenario. Yes, Evelyn Mitchell, you can sell your products or services for Bitcoin. Yes. A quick and easy way to do that. Let's say you don't know that much about Bitcoin, but you do have the Cash app. So let's take a look at that real quick. The reason, was Dan sending me some stuff here? Was that something else? Dan. Oh, Dan. Dan was trying to help me out, and I wasn't even paying attention to him. Let's take a look at Cash app. Cash App is pretty cool. A lot of people use Cash App. They know it works. You can send funds back and forth. You connect your bank account or your debit card to Cash App. So I remember when I was in California and I was managing a small apartment building, a lot of the newer, younger tenants wanted to just transfer money to me through Cash App or Venmo to pay their rent, which was fine, right? So most people understand and trust Cash App, but they may not realize that Cash App supports Bitcoin. If we go down there to the bottom right, we click on the little Bitcoin icon, we can actually manage Bitcoin. We can hold Bitcoin. Now, this is not self-custody, right? They're holding it on our behalf. But it is a pretty decent way to deal with Bitcoin. So, for example, if I come over to Evelyn's house and tell her that I'm going to mow her yard for her, and I would like her to pay me $10 in Bitcoin, 20. I don't know how much people charge to mow lawns these days. Probably closer to 50 now. When I was a kid, it was $10. If I see that little icon there, where was it? Oh, see where it says deposit Bitcoin and view Bitcoin address? I could show this to Evelyn and say, Evelyn, please send $50 worth of Bitcoin to this Bitcoin address. And if she had Bitcoin, like either probably on her phone or even on her computer or her laptop, I could even send that to her, right? I could share that with her, right? I could send her that address through email. So she could go into her office where it's private, sit down, log into her Coinbase account, buy some Bitcoin, and send it to me. Or she'd go in, launch Ledger Live and send some Bitcoin to me from Ledger Live because I just emailed her my Bitcoin address. And that's a cheap, fast, personal, way to send and receive Bitcoin, right? Evelyn really doesn't need to know my name even, right? All I do is show her that Bitcoin address, right? She doesn't really know me from Adam. I just came by her house and asked her if I could mow her lawn, and I said that I accepted Bitcoin or that I would prefer Bitcoin. And she said, fine, I'll pay you in Bitcoin. Boom, easy. So Cash App is pretty cool. And then if I have Bitcoin in here, I could send it. I don't know how you send it all. Should be able to send it all, but it's not readily apparent. But so I could send this Bitcoin to my own wallet or someone else I know, right? I could just type in a Bitcoin address there or paste it in from a different wallet, right? And then I would be able to self-custody. So I could go out up and down my neighborhood and mow lawns all day long and ask people to send me Bitcoin. And then at the end of the day, could transfer it over to my Ledger device. What happens if with your cryptos if you die? Well, crypto is not like a bank account, right? If I die and I have a bank account, then whoever legally is able to receive an inheritance from me, like whether it's my spouse or my children, could hire a lawyer, and the lawyer would send a letter to my bank, and my bank would, with the proper documentation, would release those funds to whoever my inheritors were. Is that the right term? Right? That's all legal, right? But that's because the bank has access to my funds, right? With crypto, it's a different story because crypto is like a bearer bond, right? Whoever holds the keys holds the crypto. So if I'm holding my crypto keys and I have my 24-word recovery phrase written down on a piece of paper, hidden so well that no one can find it then they won't have access to my crypto, right? So you have to make arrangements. There are some services that do this. You could do it yourself by maybe writing down instructions on how to access your crypto, whether it's the passphrase or the PIN to your device or the password to your Coinbase account, stuff like that. You could have it written down and then held with a lawyer, right? I'm assuming that lawyers are obligated to hold documents without looking at them, right? So that you could have a sealed envelope with your lawyer, and when you passed away, he could give that to whoever you left the instructions for in your will, right? But it would have to be something like that. You would have to provide the cold, hard information for accessing your crypto and have it stored in a place that can be given to people. Or you could give the instructions to your loved ones ahead of time too. And you have to be careful because, if you tell your nephew, hey, I'm going to leave you all my Bitcoin, and when I die, and it's hidden in the cookie jar top right, he might go in there while I'm still alive, right? So you have to be careful how you provide access to this information. Let's take a look at crypto.com and see how things are going. We're heading back up towards 45. That looks good. Oh, I wanted to talk about last week. I was trying to show you guys a little bit about staking Luna. And we were over on, it looks like Metamask wants something. But PancakeSwap wants me to switch over. Let's get out. Let's go. Let's look at Terra Luna. First, we've got the Terra Station bridge there. Or I'm sorry, the Terra Station wallet. And let's go. I got to connect my wallet. Right, so I need to connect to what am I doing? It's because I'm using my ledger, right? So let me show you how that works. Even when things go awry, as long as you know it's on your ledger, you can always be safe, right? So let's go over to the Terra app. I'm in the Terra app. Let's hit connect. I'm going to connect to Ledger, access with Ledger. We'll hit connect here. And boom. See, there my wallet is fine, right? When I first looked at the page, I was like, oh, what's wrong? Where's my stuff? Right? But it's connected to my Ledger. And then last week, I was sort of like, let's check staking. And we went over here to stake, and I saw there's only 10. And I was like, what? What happened? I thought I had 100. Well, I was wrong, as usual. I'm not staking 100 in the native Terra station, right? I'm staking 100 Luna over in Anchor protocol. So I just got a little confused, right? And I was kind of like, what happened to that? So we go to my page. You can scroll down here. Whoops. Oh, I'm still not connected. I'm going to say, I got to connect. Let's connect to this Terra Station wallet. Okay. Let's go down here and take a look. Where is it? I guess you have to look at it over here. Bonded assets. Right? So I have bonded assets. Right? I have taken my Luna tokens that were in my wallet and have bonded them. See, I got 100 here. That's bonded Luna. It's bonded on the Anchor protocol. Safe and secure. And I'm not using it as collateral for a loan, right? I have some bonded Ethereum, but it's being used as collateral in one of the loans that I've taken. Claim my ANC tokens. I got an airdrop. Isn't that cool? So let's see what we got. Let's claim them. 5 cents. Woohoo, big deal. Whatever. Let's not let that spoil our joy. Free money, free money. Oh, it's a nickel. Oh, it's still free money. Come on. All right, so we got to verify this on our device. Make our claim. All right, let's go away. Oh, it's got so much verbiage here. I guess I got to hit both buttons. 19 of 22. Wow, okay. Somebody's doing all kinds of stuff here. Okay. Now I got to pay a fee of 5. Come on. Are you kidding me? It cost me 5 cents to get 5 cents? Was that right? It looked like I had to pay 5 cents to claim the airdrop. Claimed amount 0.03 ANC, transaction fee 5 cents. How much is that? Let's see here. We may have come out behind on that deal. Oh, it was 7 cents worth of ANC. So I made a profit of 2 cents on that. That's cool. That was kind of fun. All right, but where was I? Now, because I am bonding this Luna and it's free and clear, I'm not using it as collateral, they'll pay me rewards on it, right? You see I got $12 in rewards. I think that's 2 weeks. Or maybe, I know it's definitely more than a week. But it might be 2 weeks. It might be just over a week. I'm not quite sure. But not too shabby, right? So let's go ahead. And this is UST, Tether US dollar, which is the algorithmic stablecoin of the Luna platform. Let's go ahead and claim that. I feel that $12 is going to cost me $12.44, cost me 25 cents. That's a much better deal. And that's because I'm bonding 1,000 Luna, which is about $1,000, right? Or is it more? Oh, it's just Luna. Oh, I got to confirm this on my device. Let's do that. How much is 1,000 Luna? Or 100 Luna, pardon me. Oh, yeah. 100 Luna is like 10 grand, right? So yeah, I'm bonding 10 grand worth of Luna, but I'm getting a passive income off of it. Right? Not bad. And then we're also staking 10 Luna, which is about 1,000, over here in their native staking platform. And it looks like I've got about $1.61 in UST, which if we multiply that by 10, then like what we're doing over on Anchor, then it would be, about $10 a week, roughly, which isn't bad for a coin that would normally just be sitting in my wallet as a long-term investment. Why not earn some passive income on it? Right? So that's pretty cool. So we can natively stake in Terra Station, right? Let's see. I was seeing I don't know. I'm just trying to figure. Oh, you have to go to a validator, right? So let's see. Let's check we staking, right? Well, okay. Huh. I don't know how I'd stake more. Well, let's see. Let's try that again. Oh, okay, here we go. Right, so if there were any Luna in here, was there any Luna in here? Yeah, there's some Luna in here. Right, I could stake like 10 more Luna in this other guy if I wanted to. Right? I like to stay liquid with some of it. But we can natively stake in the Terra Station wallet and earn a return. Although with native staking, it takes about 21 days to unbond, which means when I'm ready to get out, I have to tell them I'm done, and then I have to wait 21 days. With the Anchor protocol, you can unbond. If you have assets bonded, you can unbond them immediately. They also have a 21-day wait thing but the unbond immediately is like a trade where you might not get as good a deal, but that's fine with me, just to get my coins back immediately. So that's cool. So just so you know, I did not lose 100 Luna last week. I was like, where's my Luna? What do I think about DOT? Hello, bro. You should pull up Sinvinci chart and see for yourself. Do you stake Matic token anywhere? Stake Luna on Terra Station. Do I stake Matic? Oh, let's take a look at that while we're talking about different stuff, right? So first of all, let's switch over to my CryptoDad Metamask wallet, the one that I use for a lot of different stuff. Let's switch over to Polygon. All right. Now, we got some Matic in here. Now you can, I don't know of any native Matic staking platforms. I'm not sure. I guess maybe, oh yeah, I bet you could do it here. Yeah, I think over here. Yeah, you could do Polygon staking here. Live on the Ethereum chain. Not a big fan of staking on the Ethereum chain because of the high gas fees, right? But there are some platforms where you can earn passive income on the Matic platform. And one of those is, come on, Rex, you can do it. QuickSwap. It's pretty cool. So when we connect our wallet, we can trade on QuickSwap. Like, you know, if I wanted to buy some token, I could swap my Matic. Although I would not want to use up all my Matic because the wallet runs on Matic, right? It pays fees, transfers, and trading fees or whatever. So if I was going to do something like this, I'd probably stick with less than the full amount, right? But we can also run pools. Let's see, or LP. Yeah, so I'm staking some QuickSwap tokens. And this one gives you a pretty decent return on your Quick tokens. 16.6% APY. It's not bad, right? And then they also have liquidity pools. Yeah. So, you know, you can provide liquidity and stake liquidity pairs. And this is all on the Matic platform, right? So you need a MetaMask wallet configured on the Polygon mainnet, right? Polygon runs on EVM, as we were talking about earlier, right? So we've got our MetaMask configured for the Polygon Matic network. We've got some Matic tokens in here. We can buy some Matic over. The best place to buy your Matic token is over on KuCoin because they use native Matic. I don't know that Binance US ever got their native Matic network working again. Let's check it. Because it's much easier to use Binance US. Oh, Lord in heaven. What are they doing to me, man? They're acting like I'm on a brand new browser. I've used this browser for years now. Okay. Let me let this code expire here real quick. All right, let's get logged into our Binance US. And what I would like to do is go over here to Matic. I might have just a tiny bit of Matic in here. I doubt it. Okay. Yeah, they're like $2 worth, right? But if we want to withdraw, oh, see, now they've got it, it's back, right? So if you, the best place to buy Matic in the US would just be on Binance US because you could withdraw it directly on the Polygon network without having to convert it from ERC20 Matic, right? If I buy Matic over on Coinbase, it's ERC20 Matic. So I can't put it to work in a Polygon or Matic wallet because it's not native Matic. It's ERC20 Matic, right? You're the best, most versatile thing that you want to do is buy the native token on the native network, right? You don't want some like Ethereum version of it, right? There's high fees for converting. Like we can do that over on, I think we touched on it briefly. If I wanted to convert from ERC20 Matic to native Matic, like if I had like Polygon in Ethereum format or ERC20 format, I could convert it from Ethereum to Polygon, but I pay high Ethereum fees to do that. So not a great option. Best way is to buy it native and transfer it native, right? So go over, buy some on Binance US, and withdraw it on Polygon to your Polygon-based wallet, right? And then you'll be, you know, living the good life, right? Okay, and then we can also deposit Matic on Celsius, right? There are several exchanges that will pay you pretty good return if you stake on their platform, although that's their custody, right? But I'm staking on Kraken because it's easy, and you can unstake immediately. You don't have to wait 21 days to unbond. And you don't have to spread across validators or anything. All that legwork is done under the hood by Kraken or Celsius or BlockFi, right? But still, you're giving them your tokens to do that. But if it's a stakeable coin, they're willing to pay you to stake with them because they're going to turn around and stake it on their own and probably come out with a little better in the long run. You know, they'll make a little profit because they're staking it natively on their end, and they're just paying you, a return because you're allowing them the use of your coins, basically, which is fine. It's just not self-custody, but I do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, gang, I'm gonna head on out. Like I said, looks like the market's popping a little tonight, right? We're looking over on crypto.com, and we might see it push past 45 tonight, hopefully. Maybe tomorrow morning we'll wake up to, crypto heaven. So once again, thanks for joining me tonight. Thank you, Dan and JDO. Sorry if I spent too much time on topics that weren't of interest to you, but I always appreciate everyone here. And if I did not answer your question, shoot me an email. My email is in the description down below, thecryptodad@gmail.com. Where are we here? Where'd it go? Somewhere over here. Yeah, there it is. That's my email. Send me an email. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Let's see if this camera works. Don't forget, we do this every week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please join me again for the live stream from Michigan, where you can throw out questions, and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content.